Welcome to the HMG Executive Leadership Spotlight. Here's our host, Hunter Muller.
Hello and welcome to HMG Strategy's Global Leadership Institute Spotlight. I'm Hunter Muller, founder and CEO of HMG Strategy. I'm here with Dennis Hodges, the CIO of Inteva Products. Dennis, congratulations on the 2024 nomination for the HMG Global Leadership Institute.
Thank you. It's a real honor.
Dennis, you've been at Inteva for 16 years. What drove you to go to Inteva straight away 16 years ago, and what keeps you engaged and keeps you there with your passion and the mission?
Spin-off from a much larger company, Delphi, and I was very interested in the ownership structure. A company that owns us is out of New York, and was really interested in getting into the the VC private equity family-owned business model that they run. And growing with them, and having come out of Huntsman, which was a chemical holding company, we did a lot of mergers and acquisitions. And I was very interested in doing a spinoff and leading it forward. Inteva's fulfilled that goal and desire in spades. And I've been here for 16 years. We acquired another company in 2011 that was larger than we are. And then we sold off part of that business in 2019. So every 4 or 5 years, we have some new defining moment for the company. So in some ways, it's like a new company every 4 or 5 years. So it's definitely kept my interest level.
Dennis, we're studying visionary leaders and visionary leadership. What is it about your leadership style that you like, and where are you working on, and where are you driving real demonstrative value with the C-suite and the line of business?
My background was originally not in IT. So I've always thought, solving problems and business problems were very much my interest level. So I see the business as my customer, and technology is just a tool to help us get there. So my goal, the driving force for me all along has been seeing the business smile, seeing them want what we have and want to be our customer, because in our day and age, no one is really strapped into using internal IT anymore. With the cloud and everything else that's out there, there are options. This is in a competitive position. I like that competitive tension that's always there. So what can you do to make it better, faster, and cheaper than an outside firm can? So that's what's kept me interested. We have a lot of challenges between operations, engineering, and of course your typical corporate structure that it has really been, it keeps you broad-minded and all that, rather than just focusing on one particular area. Finance is an important function for the business, but we've always said we make beans, then we count them, not just focus on counting beans.
Well, innovation matters, Dennis. And what are you doing that's interesting in the innovation side, helping your customer innovate and reimagine and reinvent that customer journey, or invent new business models, new go-to-market?
What we've tried to do there is, just make everything as nimble as possible. One of our models has always been to work with this customer at the customer site. And, we never had the technology to do that when I started. We were about a 2% laptop, which doesn't sound like really innovative technology, but we're now 98, 99% laptop rather than 2%. So we're able to put our people at the sites all the time. They feel like they're part of the company. We have innovative and interesting collaboration tools that allow people to work together, whether they're at a site in Romania or India or China. And a center of excellence person, whether it's in Juarez, Mexico, or Troy, Michigan, can work basically seamlessly. So things like augmented reality, where the expert can see through the lens of the person that's standing in front of a $1 million piece of equipment, helping them tune it for the first time, when the person with the glasses on at the site may have never seen that kind of equipment before. We could get them up to speed rapidly, and we can start, producing effectively, and the production quality is there. Which that's a big draw for me, is the operation side and the engineering side, which is designing that new product, whether it's working with the design centers for interior components. That's what's interesting to me, is that upfront moment where we're driving business by being able to leverage our skill sets internally.
Dennis, talk to us a little bit about Inteva's products, your global footprint, and who your customers are.
Basically, our customer base is the largest OEMs, car makers in the world. We do a lot of work with the Detroit Three. The Japanese, are a smaller customer for us, but growing. We do work. We have a joint venture in Korea that works with the Korean OEM. You name it, China. We work with most of the Chinese OEMs that are there, which are growing very quickly and beginning to export into the third world and into Europe. So, our customer base is there, and our products. We started out making latches for doors, latches and locking systems, front, side, and back. For the hood, the trunk. Now the front, which is the EVs, don't actually have, of course, an engine, so they have a new, basically trunk in the front, a frunk. So, and then we've got window regulations, so the windows that run in your car that close up and down automatically or electronically. And then we also have an interior line where we make the dashboards, the door trim, floor consoles, the console between the seats, and that is a very lucrative part of our business as well. So we're driving every area of the car that we can. Some we're starting to add electronics more, where you don't want the window to go up if someone's hand sits on top of the window, things like that. So driving a lot of innovation and lowering the amount of copper in the vehicle. EV's weight is king, so anything to make those wiring harnesses smaller and lighter and cheaper is a big plus as well.
Seems like you have a real passion for the business, passion for the industry. What's the mission at Inteva that you're so riveted by?
Well, it is to meet and exceed the customer's requirements is where we really try to draw from. And to me, I've always taken customer as my customer, and my customer 99% of the time is our internal company. So that to me is what drives me. Is again, I don't want to be a salesperson, but what I want is my business partner to want to sell and buy, to buy what I have and then sell it to the rest of the organization as a good way to do things. We do a Skunk Works project with sales, for example, but the bigger picture is how can we use that technology across supply chain, all the different groups.
We've been talking about digital transformation and innovation forever. What does digital mean to you and your firm?
Well, to me, digital it's an interesting step to walk down the plant, and no longer are we tied to whiteboards, clipboards, and Excel spreadsheets. Digital at the shop floor is real-time reporting, real-time analysis, so that your supervisors can run particular plant, the plant manager can see the whole thing, and then internally the center of excellence can drive forward from there. Supply chain, getting away from the RFQ model to the eRFQ. It's really about changing the way we think about business as much as it is just doing a step here or there to lower the amount of paper in the business, for example.
When you think of challenges in your career, challenges at the company, what have you overcome with you and your team, and what did you learn from it?
Well, at Inteva, the really interesting start was very few people came over with the company, particularly in IT. I had one other person in IT when we started, other than some people at the plants that worked for EDS. So probably between the team I had in headquarters plus the plant team, we're probably talking about 12 or 13 people running $1 billion business. So we quickly had to build and design and architect a team. That was my first challenge. So the strategy of the type of technology we wanted to employ and the type of person I wanted, kind of had to go hand in hand. So that to me was the first very interesting challenge, was organizationally aligned with technologically. So I've really enjoyed that. And now we went to the cloud in 2008 for our ERP system. So it's been a interesting ride ever since, from virtual telecommunications and getting away from private lines to new technologies, moving into AI at the shop floor, as well as generative AI for engineers, for coders, everything.
When you think of leadership, it's about building that leadership culture and building that next generation of leaders in your organization. What are you doing to develop that next generation of leaders?
Well, I think there's one, you have to model the behavior you want, and I'm a big believer in servant leadership. You take the pyramid structure of the org chart and flip it upside down. And what my job is to support my team, whose job is to support their team. Whether they're the direct line worker or not, it ends up there. But what we're trying to do is, I definitely do not believe in micromanagement, but it's understanding what each person needs and meeting them at that point and where they're trying to go. We're focused on talent management. As you can probably see, I've been here a while, and I'm trying to build that next level of next generation of top leadership within IT. So, in 5 years or so, we'll be looking at somebody to take my place. I plan on doing that from the inside. I don't want to have to go to the outside, because we never trained up a cadre of people ready to and willing to take, that next step.
Hey, Dennis, congratulations on being a 2024 HMG Global Leadership Institute CIO of the Year Award recipient. Again, congratulations.
Thank you.